Chosen one, listen closely. There is something in your room right now, something you've overlooked, something silently draining your spirit. And the moment you remove it, your entire energy will shift. Your clarity will return. Your path will open again. This message is urgent, and it was meant to reach you not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine timing. Because a woman, seen or unseen, has left something behind, something spiritual, something energetic, and you must remove it fast. Chosen one, your room has been speaking to you. Have you noticed it, that heaviness in the air? That sudden shift in your mood when you walk into your space? That strange feeling like someone has been watching you even when the room is empty? That is not paranoia, that is sensitivity. You feel these things because you are spiritually awakened. You are chosen. And chosen ones do not just live in rooms, they absorb the energy inside them. This message is a warning but also a revelation. You're about to understand why your spirit has been restless lately. Chosen one, when you begin to awaken spiritually, certain people, especially certain women, are drawn to your light, not always romantically, sometimes out of curiosity, sometimes out of jealousy, sometimes out of spiritual attachment, and sometimes because your aura exposes their shadows. But what you don't know is this: some people leave energetic imprints behind, a hair, a gift, an object, a random item placed in your room, something that carries their intention, their emotion, their attachment. And you, being spiritually sensitive, feel it even if you can't explain it. Chosen one, think back. Who has been in your room recently? Who touched your things? Who gave you something that you placed near your bed? Who walked in casually but left something behind? Chosen ones don't just deal with physical clutter, they deal with spiritual residue. Your room mirrors your soul, and when something doesn't belong spiritually, your energy rejects it. That's why your thoughts feel scattered, why your sleep feels disturbed, why your spirit feels unsettled. Something doesn't belong in your space. And your spirit knows it. Chosen one, your awakening has made you extremely sensitive to spiritual interference. You're not imagining the sudden negative dreams. You're not imagining the anxiety when you lie down. You're not imagining the tension in your chest when you wake up. Your spirit has been trying to warn you. A woman's energy, whether intentional or unintentional, is lingering in your room. It could be an ex, a friend, a family member, someone you barely know, someone who envied you, someone who loved you, someone who thought about you more than they admitted. Energy is real, and your room is holding it. Chosen one, this is why you must remove it, that object, that memory, that item that feels off. You already know what it is. The moment I said it, your mind brought it up. Your inner voice whispered it. That is intuition, that is divine guidance, that is your spirit reclaiming its space. You are chosen. You cannot share your energy with everyone. You cannot keep objects that carry hidden intentions. You cannot sleep beside someone else's spiritual imprint. You must reclaim your room. And you must do it now. Chosen one, you've always been different. You've always felt energy deeply. You walk into a room and instantly sense the truth behind people's smiles. You hear things others ignore. You feel things others suppress. You notice shifts in energy faster than you can explain. This is not a curse, it is your gift, but gifts require protection. And right now, your space needs to be cleansed, not with fear, not with panic, but with awareness, with intention, with spiritual authority. The authority that you were born with. Chosen one, society never wanted you to know your power. They call you too emotional, too sensitive, too dramatic. But what they call sensitivity, heaven calls discernment. What they call overthinking, the universe calls spiritual perception. You feel deeply because you are awakened. You see clearly because your spirit refuses to be blind. And that is why certain people get uncomfortable around you. They know you see them without them speaking. You feel them without them touching you. You sense their intentions before they even understand them themselves. Chosen one, this is why people leave marks in your life even unintentionally. Some women admire your soul, others envy your spirit, some want to learn from you, others want to drain you, some are drawn to your light, others are threatened by it. Their presence in your room may have been brief, but their energy remained, and your spirit in its wisdom has been warning you ever since. That object in your room is not just an object, it is an energy container, and your soul is rejecting it, chosen one. Once you remove this thing, everything will shift. Your mind will clear, your sleep will calm, Your intuition will sharpen, your room will feel lighter, your spirit will feel safe again, because chosen ones cannot function in spiritually polluted spaces. Your room is supposed to be your sanctuary, your temple, your place of restoration, but a foreign energy has been disrupting that flow. And the moment you act, your alignment will return. Chosen one, this message reached you for a reason. You needed this reminder. You needed this warning. You needed this awakening. Now take action. Clean your space. Remove that item. Reclaim your energy. Protect your spirit. And step into the divine clarity that has been waiting for you. If this message touched your soul, chosen one, if it awakened something inside you, then like this video, comment your truth, and subscribe to the Chosen Rays. Your journey is sacred. Your awakening is real, and your spirit is calling you forward. Chosen one, there is a reason your spirit has been feeling uneasy at night, a reason you've been waking up at strange hours, a reason your dreams have become more vivid, more symbolic, more intense. Your room has been trying to tell you something. Not through words, but through energy, through sensations, through the subtle shifts that only someone spiritually chosen can feel. And if you've been ignoring those signs, it's only because you've been taught to doubt your own intuition. But your intuition has never lied to you. Chosen one, your soul has always been sensitive to spiritual interference. Long before you understood energy, your body felt it. Long before you understood awakening, your dreams reflected it. Long before you knew you were chosen, your spirit reacted to things other people couldn't sense at all. That's why you get drained around certain people, why you get uncomfortable in certain spaces, why you feel heavy near certain objects. You're not imagining it. You're not overthinking it. This is spiritual intelligence, and it has been activated. Chosen one, the female energy that entered your room left more than just a presence. It left an imprint. Women, especially spiritually intuitive ones, carry powerful emotional frequencies. Whether pure, confused, jealous, loving, or wounded, they carry vibration. And when they enter the space of a chosen one, their energy interacts with yours on a spiritual level. Sometimes they leave admiration, sometimes curiosity, sometimes chaos, sometimes attachment. And sometimes, without even knowing it, they leave behind something that has no business staying in your energetic field. Chosen one, think about the shift you felt after that visit, the sudden change in your mood, the heaviness, the thoughts that weren't yours, the dreams that appeared out of nowhere. Energy doesn't lie. Your room changed because the frequency inside it changed, and you, being awakened, picked up on it immediately. Even if you didn't understand what was happening at the time, your soul has been alert. Your spirit has been trying to wake you up. This message is confirmation. Chosen one, your room is your inner world made physical. Whatever enters that space enters your aura. Whatever sits in that space sits in your energy field. And whatever doesn't belong spiritually becomes spiritual noise. This is why chosen ones cannot tolerate clutter, chaos, or unwanted energy. You feel it too deeply. You internalize it too quickly. You absorb it too easily. Your room is more than a room. It is a reflection of your soul's atmosphere. Chosen one, someone's energy is still lingering, not because they're evil, not because they meant harm, but because your aura is too open, too receptive, too spiritually aware to ignore what others leave behind. And the object in your room, the one your intuition keeps circling back to, has become a spiritual anchor. It is holding onto a frequency that doesn't match your divine path. It is dimming your clarity. It is interrupting your alignment, and your spirit wants it gone. Chosen one, as your awakening intensifies, so does your ability to sense what doesn't belong. That's why you feel uncomfortable in your own space. That's why your spirit won't settle. That's why your inner voice keeps whispering, something is off. Because something is off. Something is misplaced. Something is unclean spiritually. And your soul is too powerful to stay in a room carrying someone else's energetic residue. Chosen one, you deserve peace. You deserve clarity. You deserve spiritual purity. And the moment you remove that item, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant it seems, your atmosphere will shift instantly. Your sleep will deepen. Your thoughts will clear. Your intuition will open. Your room will breathe again. And you will feel like yourself again. Chosen one, your spirit has been whispering to you, louder and louder each day. You've been feeling this strange pressure in your chest when you sit alone. You've been noticing that your mind wanders into thoughts that don't even feel like your own. You've been sensing a presence in your room that doesn't speak, but lingers like a shadow without a body. That is not your imagination. That is the energy left behind, still trying to attach itself to your atmosphere. Chosen one, remember this truth. Your room holds the memories of every soul that ever stepped into it. Walls absorb emotions, objects absorb intentions, air absorbs vibration, and you being spiritually awakened feel all of it. Others walk into a room and see furniture. You walk in and see energy. You feel the difference instantly. That's why certain corners of your room feel cold, why certain objects feel off, why your body tenses up when your eyes land on one particular item. Your spirit recognizes frequencies long before your mind does. Chosen one, the woman whose energy is still lingering didn't have to perform anything extreme. Energy doesn't always come from rituals. Sometimes it comes from thoughts, from emotions, from jealousy, from admiration, from silent intentions, from unresolved connections. A single object touched with strong emotion can hold vibration for weeks, sometimes months, and that vibration clashes with the elevated frequency you carry. This is why your room feels unfamiliar lately, because something inside it doesn't match your soul anymore. Chosen one, you are not like everyone else. Your aura is too open, too sensitive, too divinely tuned to absorb whatever enters your space. When someone with emotional chaos, unresolved feelings, or hidden intentions enters your room, your spirit absorbs the impact immediately. You get drained without knowing why. You get restless without a reason. You get mentally foggy even though nothing is wrong physically. This is spiritual interference, subtle, silent, but powerful enough to shift your entire atmosphere. Chosen one, pay attention to the one item your mind keeps going back to, the one object you've avoided touching, the one thing that feels heavy even when it's physically light. Your intuition has been circling around it like a silent alarm. That is your inner guidance trying to protect you. That object doesn't belong in your energetic field anymore. It may have been innocent when it arrived, but it carries an imprint that your spirit cannot coexist with anymore. Chosen one, your awakening is accelerating, and when a chosen one rises, they must cleanse their environment as they elevate their spirit. This is why you've been pushed to remove certain people from your life. This is why you've suddenly lost interest in old habits. This is why certain conversations feel empty. Your frequency is rising, and anything that vibrates lower cannot stay with you. Not people, not memories, not objects, not energies, and your room is reflecting this transformation. Chosen one, once you remove this item, you will feel it instantly. The air will feel lighter, your thoughts will sharpen, your emotions will settle, your dreams will stop feeling invaded, your body will relax, your intuition will open wider. This is not just cleaning your room, this is cleansing your spirit. You are clearing space for divine guidance to enter again. You are making room for clarity, protection, alignment, and spiritual acceleration. Chosen one, your spirit is preparing you for the next chapter, but first you must clear the residue of the old one. Chosen one, have you noticed how certain days your mood drops the moment you step into your room? How your mind suddenly becomes heavy even though you were perfectly fine just moments before? That shift isn't random. It's not just stress. It's not overthinking. It is energetic contamination. Your room has absorbed an imprint, and because your spirit is highly awakened, you feel the disturbance faster and stronger than most people ever could. Chosen one, when someone carries emotional chaos, insecurity, jealousy, or unspoken attachment, their presence alone can leave behind invisible fragments. Fragments that attach to objects, to corners, to fabrics, to surfaces. Especially if the person who entered your room was a woman who thought about you deeply, whether with admiration or envy. Women carry emotional frequency in a very concentrated form. When they touch something, their mood, their thoughts, their intentions imprint onto it. And you, being spiritually elevated, pick up every trace. Chosen one, your energy is pure, and pure energy cannot coexist with hidden intentions. Your aura rejects whatever doesn't align with your divine path. That's why the object feels wrong. That's why every time you look at it, something in your chest shifts. That's why your spirit keeps nudging you. The item didn't just enter your room physically, it entered your field spiritually. And your soul knows it's time for it to go. Chosen one, the reason your nights feel heavier is because your guard is down when you sleep. Your spirit becomes more sensitive, more receptive, more exposed to frequencies lingering in your room. You're not imagining those moments where you wake up suddenly, as if someone called your name. You're not imagining that pressure on your forehead or that feeling of being watched. Your spiritual radar is picking up an energy that doesn't belong to you. Chosen one. There is a reason why chosen ones must protect their environment more than others. Your purpose is not ordinary. Your intuition is not ordinary. Your soul is not ordinary. Everything about you vibrates higher than the average person, and higher frequencies attract attention, both good and bad. People admire you, but they also project onto you. Some are drawn to your light, while others silently resent it. And every emotion directed toward you has a spiritual impact. Chosen one, you may not remember every detail of that woman's visit, but your spirit remembers her energy, her thoughts, her intentions, her emotions. Something in her was unsettled. Something in her was unbalanced. Something in her was attached. And that energy attached itself to an item in your room, not intentionally, but energetically. And this object has been creating a spiritual static around you ever since. Chosen one, take a moment now and observe your surroundings. Don't think, feel. Notice which object your eyes avoid. Notice which item feels heavier than the rest. Notice what your spirit tenses around. That is your answer. That is the item carrying the lingering energy. And once you remove it, your entire environment will shift so fast that even your body will feel the difference. Chosen one, this message didn't reach you randomly. It reached you because your spirit is preparing for elevation, and anything that threatens your peace must be cleared out. You are stepping into a new level of spiritual awareness, and your environment must match that frequency. The old energy cannot follow you into the new season. Chosen one, you've been feeling this strange disconnect lately, haven't you? Like your mind wants to move forward, but something in your environment keeps pulling you backward. Like your spirit wants to rise, but the air around you feels heavier than before. That heaviness is not coming from inside you, it's coming from your surroundings. And because you are spiritually awakened, you can't ignore it the way others do. You feel energy the same way others feel temperature. It hits you instantly. Chosen one. Every chosen one reaches a stage where the room they sleep in becomes a battlefield of energies, memories, and unseen vibrations. But what's happening in your room right now is not ordinary. It's not just clutter. It's not just emotional exhaustion. It's a spiritual mismatch, a clash between your rising frequency and an object that carries the imprint of someone who entered your space with unresolved emotion. That kind of energy doesn't just sit in a corner. It spreads like mist. Chosen one, your spirit is too advanced to coexist with energies that aren't pure. That's why you've been overthinking more than usual. That's why your inner voice has been louder. That's why you've been questioning people's intentions more sharply. Your intuition is being sharpened, heightened, activated. The universe is preparing you to discern energy faster and more accurately than ever before. But before you step into that higher level, your space must be cleansed of what doesn't belong. Chosen one, let's talk about why certain items in your room feel alive energetically. Objects absorb emotion. They absorb intention. They absorb spiritual residue. If someone entered your room with jealousy in their heart, that jealousy didn't stay in their body. It attached itself to whatever they touched. If someone entered with secret admiration or attraction, that emotional imprint didn't leave with them. It stayed on the object closest to their emotional focus. Energy doesn't disappear. It transfers. Chosen one, you've likely been experiencing emotional swings lately, feeling sad without a reason, feeling irritated suddenly, feeling drained even after resting, feeling mentally scattered even though nothing changed in your routine. That's the energy of that object interacting with your aura. It's not you. It's not your thoughts. It's not your emotions. It's an energetic residue blending into your atmosphere, and your spirit is fighting against it, chosen one. This is why chosen ones often isolate after certain people visit their space. You withdraw not because you're antisocial, but because your spirit needs time to separate your own energy from the energy others leave behind. But this time, the energy didn't just linger, it attached. It settled. It claimed space. And your spirit is refusing to accept it. Chosen one, think of how many times you've walked past that item and felt a tiny flicker of discomfort in your chest. Think of how your mind has subconsciously tried to avoid looking at it. Think of how something inside you whispers, move that, throw that out, or this doesn't feel right. That's not paranoia. That is your spiritual compass pointing directly at the source of the disturbance. Chosen one, if you hold that object for even a few seconds, you will feel it in your body. A drop in energy, a tightening in your breath, a shift in your emotional state. Your spirit won't lie to you. Your intuition won't sugarcoat it. That item is carrying an emotional signature that was never meant for you. And the longer it stays near your bed, your desk, your door, the more it influences your atmosphere. Chosen one, you are entering a season where your environment must be as aligned as your spirit. You cannot rise while holding onto spiritual residue. You cannot elevate while sleeping next to someone else's vibration. You cannot expand while an object in your room anchors you to emotional frequencies that aren't yours. Your spirit is cleansing you. Your room must follow. Chosen one, there's a reason your spirit keeps becoming more alert the moment the lights go off. A reason why the quiet of your room no longer feels peaceful, but charged, almost as if the air itself is vibrating with something unspoken. That sensation isn't fear, it's recognition. Your intuition is recognizing an energy in your space that is not yours, an energy that came from someone else, and it's been lingering, waiting, clinging to the object that shouldn't be there. Chosen one, your room, whether you realize it or not, is the most spiritually sensitive place in your entire life. It's where your guard drops. It's where your soul expands. It's where your dreams open portals. And when someone enters that sacred space carrying emotional intensity, especially a woman whose thoughts about you are charged with confusion, desire, jealousy, hurt, or hidden attachment, the room absorbs it all. Not intentionally, spiritually. Chosen one, energy doesn't need permission. It simply settles wherever there is openness. And your aura, being pure and elevated, is naturally receptive. You carry a frequency that pulls truth from people. Even if they don't speak, their energy speaks for them. Even if they smile, their heart reveals what they hide. And when they stepped into your room, every unspoken intention traveled with them. A single touch on an object was enough to create a spiritual fingerprint. Chosen one, this is why your thoughts have been feeling scattered, why your emotions feel layered, like you're carrying feelings that don't belong to you, why certain days you wake up with heaviness you can't explain. That object in your room is holding a vibration that contradicts your destiny. Your spirit is fighting against it every time you sleep, every time you think, every time you try to reconnect with your purpose. Chosen one, if you pay attention, your body already knows which object it is. Your eyes skip over it quickly. Your hand hesitates before touching it. Your chest tightens when you move near it. Your energy dips when you pick it up. That is your intuition giving you a spiritual map. It's pointing to the one thing in your room that carries someone else's emotion, emotion that was never meant to sit in your sacred space. Chosen one, the woman connected to this energy may not have had bad intentions. Sometimes people carry emotional storms inside them without knowing it. Sometimes they are jealous without admitting it. Sometimes they desire you more than they show. Sometimes they fear losing you. Sometimes they feel threatened by your growth. And sometimes they just can't handle the light you carry. Whatever her emotion was, it attached itself to the object the moment she touched it. Chosen one, energies like this create subtle but powerful distortions. They cause mental fog. They trigger emotional confusion. They amplify insecurity. They create spiritual tension. They drain your aura slowly, quietly, invisibly. You've been feeling it, but you didn't have the words. You only had the symptoms, the restlessness, the sudden irritation, the lack of motivation, the strange dreams, the heaviness in your room. All of it leads back to that item, chosen one. This is why spiritually awakened people must protect their space with intention. You are not just a physical being, you are a vessel of divine frequency. Your room isn't just a place where you sleep, it's the temple where your spirit restores itself. That's why heaven is pushing you to act, to remove what doesn't belong, to cleanse what has been contaminated, to reclaim what is yours. Chosen one. Once you take that object out of your room, you will feel an immediate shift. Your thoughts will sharpen, your chest will lighten, the atmosphere will soften, your sleep will deepen, and your intuition will open wider than it has been in a long time. Because chosen ones can only thrive in clean spiritual environments. Chosen one. Do you feel how your spirit becomes restless the moment you close your door and stand alone in your room? That subtle tension in the air, that strange pressure behind your thoughts. That feeling of being spiritually crowded, even when the room is physically empty. That is not your imagination. That is your sensitivity picking up what your mind hasn't fully processed yet. Something in your space is not aligned with your frequency, and your soul refuses to stay silent about it. Chosen one, your room used to feel safe, calm, familiar, but lately it feels different, like the atmosphere shifted overnight. Even the light feels different, even the silence feels louder. Your spirit is responding to a frequency that arrived with someone else, a vibration that doesn't match your current level of awakening. This is the spiritual price of being chosen. You feel everything, even the things others overlook, even the energies others cannot sense. You feel the truth behind the unseen. Chosen one, the energy left by that woman is not evil, it is not dark magic. It is simply emotion, but emotion carries weight. It carries intention. It carries spiritual residue. And when a woman feels deeply, whether she hides it, ignores it, or suppresses it, the energy still leaves her body and attaches itself to whatever she touches. That could be a bracelet she held for a moment, a piece of fabric she brushed against, a gift she gave you without thinking. Even something as small as a note, a wrapper, a hair strand, or a simple object placed on your desk. Chosen one, your spirit is too awakened to keep that energy inside your space. And every day that object stays in your room, your intuition gets louder. Your dreams become symbolic. Your emotions become heightened. Your mind becomes slightly foggier. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your spirit is fighting against a vibration that doesn't belong to you. Spiritual misalignment always starts quietly, and chosen ones always feel it first. Chosen one, pay attention to how your energy behaves in different corners of your room. There is a spot, one specific area where your spirit feels heavier. Maybe near your bedside table, maybe on your shelf, maybe near your closet, maybe beside your desk. That spot houses the item. That spot holds the vibration. Stand there for just a moment and you will feel a subtle shift in your body, a drop in energy, a tightening in your chest, a whisper in your intuition. Chosen one, spiritually gifted individuals like you do not need rituals to sense energy. You don't need candles, you don't need crystals, you don't need chants. You are the ritual, your intuition is the sensor, your aura is the detector, your spirit is the guide. All you need is awareness. And right now, your awareness is leading you back to that one object, the one thing that does not belong in the sacred space where you rest, dream, recharge, and elevate. Chosen one, think about the days after she visited. Did you feel slightly drained the next morning? Did your motivation drop unexpectedly? Did your sleep feel disrupted? Did your thoughts become heavier, like someone else's emotions were blending with yours? These are all signs of energetic residue. You didn't just welcome a person into your room, you welcomed their emotional frequencies too. And chosen ones absorb energy faster than anyone else. Chosen one, this is why your spirit has been on edge. You are being spiritually nudged to protect your atmosphere, to reclaim your inner sanctuary, to remove what doesn't align with your destiny. And the longer that object stays in your room, the more your spirit feels suffocated. Chosen one, your elevation depends on your environment being clean, not physically but spiritually. And right now, your environment is holding a vibration that belongs to someone whose emotions were unstable around you. Chosen one, your spirit has been trying to warn you through every subtle sign. The sudden chills, the random mood shifts, the heaviness that appears out of nowhere. the way certain nights feel longer, quieter, almost too quiet. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual signals. Your soul knows when energy doesn't belong. Your room has been echoing that truth, and you felt it deep in your intuition, deep in your chest, deep in your dreams. Chosen one, have you noticed how certain objects in your room seem to pull your attention without any reason? You look at them, then look away quickly. You try to ignore them, but your spirit refuses. This is because your soul recognizes what your mind is trying to dismiss. The object that carries her energy is not just sitting there. It is radiating a vibration that interferes with your spiritual frequency. And chosen ones are too spiritually tuned to ignore interference. Chosen one, the woman whose energy lingers may not even realize what she left behind. Sometimes people carry emotional storms silently. Sometimes they hide their jealousy behind a smile. Sometimes they hide their confusion behind casual behavior. Sometimes they hide their attachment behind jokes. But their emotions speak louder than their words, and those emotions imprint themselves onto anything they touch with intensity, especially in the room of someone spiritually chosen like you. Chosen one, think back to the energy she carried. Was she nervous? Was she overly observant? Was she quiet but emotionally charged? Did she admire you? Did she envy you? Did she desire you? Did she feel threatened by your presence? All of those feelings create energetic residue. And in spiritual spaces like your room, that residue doesn't disappear. It lingers, it clings, it absorbs into the atmosphere. Chosen one, you've probably felt moments where your thoughts didn't feel like your own. You might have felt emotions out of nowhere, overthinking, sadness, confusion, irritation. That is how spiritual residue works. It blends into your emotional field slowly, quietly, until your intuition shines a spotlight on the source. And right now, that spotlight keeps pointing toward one thing: that object must be removed. Chosen one, your environment is supposed to support your peace, your clarity, your visions, your growth. But this object is doing the opposite. It is pulling your energy downward. It is lowering the vibration of your room. It is creating static in your intuition. And your spirit, being highly awakened, cannot ignore it. That's why you've been more introspective lately. That's why you've been craving solitude. That's why you've been distancing yourself from certain people without knowing why. Your aura is trying to purify itself. Chosen one, energy behaves like scent. It sticks, it spreads, it settles. Even after a person leaves, their emotional signature lingers. And when that emotional signature belongs to someone who walked into your space with unbalanced feelings, your room absorbs it like a sponge. That object, the one your intuition keeps pointing to, became the anchor for her vibration. And as long as it stays, her energy stays with it. Chosen one, your spirit is not scared. It's not threatened. It's aware. It recognizes the spiritual mismatch. It recognizes what doesn't belong. It recognizes what must be removed for your peace to return. And every day that you delay this, the energy grows heavier, not because it's gaining power, but because your spirit is gaining clarity. Chosen one, the time has come to trust your intuition. You already know which object it is. Your spirit has already made the choice. All that's left is the action. Chosen one, now is the moment to reclaim your power. Remove that object, clear your space. Purge the energy that doesn't belong, protect your spirit. You were chosen for a reason, and your awakening cannot be delayed by someone else's vibration. Stand up, trust your intuition, and take action now. If this message touched your soul, chosen one, make your presence known. Like this video, share your truth in the comments, and subscribe to the Chosen Rays. Your journey is sacred, your awakening is unstoppable, and your light is meant to shine without interference. Don't wait. Your spirit is calling you forward.